Hey, welcome in. Today we're back with another career tiny home in The Sims 4. Today we're doing the lifeguard career, which isn't really like a career. It is a part-time job, but your sim can make money, and if it's your heart desire, your sim can just be a lifeguard their entire life. Who's judging? Not me, certainly. I first start off by building a giant rectangle. Honestly, I knew I wanted to have a deck around the entire building, around the entire house, not necessarily the sides, but definitely a big deck in front and a big deck in behind. I wanted your sim to have this beautiful beach house. I mean, they're a lifeguard. They love the water. So they needed this fantastic beach house that was going to emulate that. We are obviously building in Sulani, but I didn't want to go that the traditional houses of Sulani. I really wanted to go for more a traditional beach house, kind of this normal looking house that just so happens to be on a beach with a little bit of a twist. I wanted it to be very open. I wanted open doors in the front and the back of this house. The one in the front is Industrial Loft Kit. It is a favorite of mine. I think I use it as often as possible, which doesn't end up being that often because it honestly has a certain look to it. But for this beach house, it was perfect. You're on the water, so I didn't feel like a shingled roof was going to be it. You needed something that was going to withstand like the weather, the water a little bit more, in my personal opinion. Have never lived in a beach house, but that would be a thought. Beach houses normally have shingles on them, I think. This was just all in my brain, what I thought would work. My voice, what is just happening? I have the hiccups, but I'm trying to clear my voice. For the inside, I really wanted it to be as open as possible. I toyed around with what it would look like to close it off just a little bit, but always reverted back to keeping it this very open space. I do put a little separation from the bedroom and the living room kitchen area, but not a whole lot. It's a wall. It just serves its purpose to act as a barrier. So when a sim comes through your front door, they're not necessarily like coming straight into your bedroom. You know what I mean? I do end up making the house a little bit bigger. Not the platforms, the decks, if you will, that I create for this house. They stay the same size. However, I just lengthen the home out a little bit each way so that way it can be a bit bigger. If you've never watched one of my career tiny home videos, basically the premise is that your sim has a career, a hobby, something that they do to earn money. And in these jobs, in these careers, you want to advance. The further you advance, the more money you make, and the easier your sim's life becomes. When tiny living came out, you were then able to have a tiny home residential. And with that comes perks in a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 tiny home. Tier 3 is what this is. It is a max 100 tile home. From there, you can go down to a tier 2, which is a tiny home, 64 tiles max, or you can move on down to the micro home, tier 1, 32 tiles. It's itty bitty. Done it many times. Okay, a couple times. I've done it. It's achievable. But with a lifeguard, because it's a part-time career, you really don't need any skills. You need fitness skills, okay? So you don't need the skill building boost that you would get in the tier 2 and tier 1 homes. So we don't do that. We get to make this nice big house with these decks on the beach. Beautiful. In the tier 3 home, which is what we have, it's still a tiny home. It's actually 99 tiles. Your sim will use less energy, which means lower bills, and they will feel fine all the time. They're happy, inspired, and focused buffs will last twice as long. Then we move into the tier 2, 64 tiles, like I mentioned. You get those previous 2 buffs, but you're also now getting, you've got the touch, which your skills increase double the standard rate, which is usually why we're doing these tiny homes, because you're building those skills in your career so you can advance in that career, make more money, make your Sims life easier. It's a win-win-win, you know? In a tier 2, you're also getting cozy comforts. Everything is twice as comfortable. And then the previous 2 buffs that I told you about. When we get into a micro home, 32 tiles, itty bitty bitty baby, you get all of the aforementioned perks, plus you're getting your plants to grow double time, and relationships are increased double time, which is really great depending on what career you're wanting. I did the gardening career a little bit ago. We definitely did a micro home. It made sense for that home, just like having a bigger house makes sense for this career. For the lifeguard career, you really just need fitness. Super simple. You can get fitness in the water, but you can also get fitness in other ways, like working out on gym equipment. You can get it by riding the bike, which I do include in this home. Obviously, you can go out and swim to your heart's content. You can go jogging, but you can ride a bike too, which I thought was fun and felt very beachy, that you love this weather, you live on the beach. Why wouldn't you go ride a bike? So now that we've talked a little bit about career tiny homes, what they are, what the focus is for, I mean, let's just kind of take a look at this. This is really coming together. I, at this point, have made the house a little bit bigger, which means the deck in the back became a little bit smaller, but we definitely make it work. When you're on the beach a lot, you can't mess around with terrain at all, which is fine. It's fine. But it would be nice to be able to like manipulate it a little bit. I get it. I won't complain too much. I understand why you can't. I would just have liked to been able to put stairs where I wanted to put stairs. So it's fine. It's fine. I won't complain. I'm not complaining. Anyways, I didn't like all these fences. They felt too busy in the front. We end up going with get to work, little metal fencing. I know it's metal, not ideal for the salty beach, but we can pretend, can't we? We can pretend it's made of something that's not going to rust, because I like the way it looked, actually. It didn't become too busy, really left the decks open so you could see out. All right, if you're watching this, what just happened? My video just like skipped backwards. Has it been out of order? Or did I double it? You tell me. I haven't been watching. But if it skipped forward, now it's gone backwards so you can see when I moved the kitchen over. That's unfortunate, actually. This is the point where I was shortening everything. Like I said, not sure exactly what it did to me and why my videos are out of order. This is a little more of how I came up with the shape of the front of the house. And then this is the craziness with the stairs, okay? I don't get it. The terrain being awful and weird. You would think that I could put stairs in more than just one spot, which, yes, this worked, but I didn't like the way it looked. And I wanted to preserve a little bit of tile usage so that I could use it for the house. So after trying multiple ways to put this staircase, we end up doing it on the ends. And I think it works really well. I think it looks cute. We are getting the kitchen moved over. I didn't want it on that long wall. I needed to break it up a little bit. I like having a small kitchen in these small homes. It's kind of a must, right? You don't have a lot of space, but I still want them to be super functional and very cute. I am using the new counters that came in the birthday update. They're really pretty, and I love that very light wood tone. I really wanted to do lots of light colored wood in this house. I wanted it to keep that beachy, coastal, very serene vibe. And while this is going to change at some point, I really liked breaking up the room with this divider, right? I went ahead and built a wall and made it a half wall, put some spandrels on it, and it really opened up the room a little bit more, but still kept this privacy wall almost for your bedroom. It was very cute, but I end up changing it, and you'll see in a little bit what I changed to, and I love it. I think this house just looks really pretty. I was loving the light wood tones, as I had mentioned. And then I love those Love Struck planter boxes. They're so cute. I use them quite often. What I don't use are these get together planter boxes, but something about the little like ladder planter box just really vibed well, and it gave some visual interest. I know I talk about visual interest all the time. It gave some visual interest to the side of this house that I really liked. Go ahead and get our ladder so we can get down into the water or get up into the house if you please. This house is not play tested just yet. It will be before it goes onto the gallery. Don't worry. I always play test. I used to not play test and didn't realize what a big problem that it could have been. So I always try to play test because I do build with BB move objects. It's just something that I've grown accustomed to doing. I like being able to fit things better. So that's why I play test. I don't want anyone to download this and not be able to use it the way that I intend it to be used. And if there ever is a problem, definitely, let a girl know. Be like, hey, it's not working for me. And, it's something obviously that you'd be able to fix in game, but that way I know, because I really do try to focus on everything and make sure it's all working. All right, as you see, I've taken and put this divider from Island Living into the house and put it on the other side of the bed. I took out my spandrels and half wall. I think it's so pretty. I move it a little bit. It's kind of clipping. I think it's just super pretty, and I love the blue tone, still keeping with very light wood colors. We're doing lots of blue in this house. It just felt very on theme. I do want to mention that I am doing a little giveaway. So definitely go to my bio. There is a link and click into it and you should see it. So check it out. I am trying to get closer and closer to 500 subscribers. This channel has been growing and it's honestly so wonderful. I love doing this. I love being able to create in The Sims 4. It's really funny with all the new updates, Sims 1 and Sims 2 being re-released. Getting in there and playing them is so fun. But building in The Sims 4 just like has my heart. It really does. I enjoy this so much. I don't know. I think we all can relate, right? Like The Sims just has like this spot for you that you get to do so much while you get to create your Sims and play these storylines out. Creating a house lets you play out another type of storyline. And I absolutely love kind of getting into the minds of who I think these Sims would be, what their house would look like, how it would function and serve its purpose for them. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's here watching, enjoying my videos, because I love this. I really do. And I love feeling like I'm getting better all the time, putting it out there into the world, and hopefully allowing other people to enjoy it as much as I do. So like I said, link in bio, doing a contest. Let's get me to 500 subscribers. Like that's like that first, well, not that first huge milestone. Okay. Getting to 100 subscribers was like a really great milestone. And honestly, I celebrate every single one of you. Every time the subscriber number goes up, I tell my boys and they're always so excited. If I end up telling one of them, the one will go tell the other. And it's just so much fun. It's something fun for them, something fun for me. So just know that you're celebrated when you subscribe to me. You get a little celebration. We get really excited over here. What'd be really cool is if there was a way to compile all your information, okay, of what items you use the most. I'm sure that I could do that myself and like go back and look at all the houses, but there's so many items, whether it be a plant or a rug or something that you tend to like use all the time. There are quite a bit. I'm a creature of habit, if you will, and I use a lot of the same things. You just have a favorite, right? And there's things that can go into so many different types of builds, especially when it comes to plants. Like plants are universal. You can really use most of them anywhere. So I do. It was really bothering me how these were clipping into the window. So I actually shrink down the cabinets and alt place them They're non-functional anyways, so it's really fine. I just was tired of them clipping, but I didn't want to give them up. I wanted to have some cabinetry. You've got a tiny home, you need some storage space. And so shrunk them down and they fit perfectly. So that is a 3-tile wall. Those shrunk down, you can fit 4 of them. They are overlapping just a little bit, but I really kind of go in there and make it look good, in my opinion. I think that looks pretty nice. We are finally getting outside. I do use a clothing line. I thought it'd be a fun little thing to have that your sim would potentially like hang their wetsuits or whatever on these clothing lines to dry out. I don't really intend for it to be super functional for your sim. I didn't do laundry baskets or anything. I just like the thought of it. I am adding a little bit of terrain paint, kind of adding some texture into the water with the terrain paint. It's a little heavy. I do soften it a little bit. I've gone ahead and put just a couple of trees on this lot, tall palm trees out of your way. And then we're going in with simple landscaping because it's the beach. You don't really need heavy landscaping to make this work. So we add in a couple of things from the world. We're adding in some flowers and we're adding in the grass and just a little bit, you know what I mean? Just to make it carry on from that bridge down into your lot. These flowers, I like to shrink down and raise up a little bit because when you shrink them down, they kind of get lost. So if you raise them 1 or 2, I think it's perfect. It just pops them up a little higher. Super simple because the grass is so thick and brushy that you don't see them floating. I did want to put the Lifeguard beach towel down. It is technically something your sim will get when they're in the lifeguard career, but who cares? I like it, okay? And I thought it'd be really fun to have an umbrella out here that your sim would lie under, you know, if they're lying on the beach, that they could have some shade if they wanted. And then I definitely wanted to add a little bit of clutter. So we get the turned over book from the Little Simsy kit. I know it's not called that, but it might as well be called the Little Simsy kit because that's what I'm going to call it. And then we get like a water bottle and some SPF because Lord knows you need to like protect yourself from the sun. Don't get burns. They're not good. And just have this really cute clutter moment outside. It's always so fun to kind of add like a little nod to what they would be doing, I guess. Oh, you know what? This picture, okay, I was like, they could all be lifeguards. I know it's like a soccer picture, but they could be lifeguards. You know what I mean? Like that picture could be like your lifeguard buddies. Anyways, I decided to take out the little windows that you can see down. I thought it opened it up a little more, but let's jump into these screenshots so you can get an idea of how this house looks without the camera spinning 20,000 times. I really hope you like this house. I love this house. I think it's so pretty, so coastal, serene. Definitely somewhere that you'd like want to come and just take a deep breath and like live out on the water. It's so gorgeous and I love it so much. If you like this video, it's play tested on the gallery. My EA ID is katxthrash, just like the name here on YouTube. Make sure to check out my link in my bio so you can check out the giveaway. I hope you have a great night wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you later. Bye, y'all.